That'll shut them up. That'll fix the problem.
What a thing for for Tucker Carlson to say. You know, that's the one thing. You know, they were rather just so excited and happy. Like it seemed like all of them just had trouble containing their happiness. It was rather disturbing at what they call, which was an occult revival, by the way. Yeah, this is all due to the French. Because, lo and behold, the occult roots of the French Revolution. Yeah, that's why our founders came back from France. Different people, because they became enlightened. In this article, we will delve into the lesser-known aspects of the French Enlightenment, exploring how certain ideas and practices of the time were influenced by occultism and unconventional religious beliefs. By examining the works of French Enlightenment thinkers and historians, we will shed light on the hidden origins and dark undertones of this period, which eventually led to the French Revolution. We will uncover the connections between atheism, occultism, and the radical Enlightenment, challenging popular narratives and providing a deeper understanding of this pivotal era in history. Contrary to the popular notion of the French Enlightenment as an enlightened period, it is important to acknowledge that some of the ideas embraced by the thinkers of that time were far from what we would consider enlightened today. For instance, we need to explore the concept of minor marriage in early Islamic law, as well as the prevalence of prepubescent marriages in ancient Rome. While revisionist notions suggest that Roman marriages typically occurred above the age of 18, numerous studies reveal evidence of prepubescent marriages among Roman girls and their early consummation. The Greek philosopher Plutarch attributed this cultural phenomenon to the Romans' desire for an unformed character and untouched body. It is crucial to note that these practices, to understand the complexities of the error and the ideas embraced by the French Enlightenment thinkers. One of the striking aspects of the French Enlightenment was its alignment with atheism and the occult. The leaders of the French Revolution sought to legitimize their policies and laws by invoking nature as the foundation for their rule, reminiscent of the mythical Golden Age. They repackaged pre-Christian religious traditions as a new, rational, and natural religious system for the French Republic. Notably, this marked the emergence of the world's first atheist republic, where atheism became the state religion and Christianity was outlawed. The state religion of the French Republic aimed to strip off the superstitions associated with the church and return humanity to a mythical golden age guided by general revelation or the brilliance of man. These beliefs married elements of paganism with the prevailing natural philosophy of the time. The Enlightenment thinkers of France turned to their personal libraries to gain insights into the nature of primitive religions. They studied pagan religions and heretical practices, taking elements from these defunct religions to develop their own beliefs and ideologies. They proclaimed that the authority of the state derived from nature itself rather than from the Judeo-Christian God, the church, or the monarchy. This alignment with pagan and primitive religions provided the foundation for the religious systems of the French Republic, furthering distancing themselves from the traditional Christian worldview. It is crucial to recognize that many Enlightenment philosophers had deep connections with occultism. Works by historian John V. Fleming shed light on the occult practices and beliefs of these philosophers. They engaged in practices such as Freemasonry, enabling the resurgence of occultism during the Enlightenment period. The alignment between atheism and occult becomes apparent as occultists sought to exert control over the world through rituals, spells, and manipulations of forces beyond reason. The occultists operated in secrecy, embracing irrationality and immorality, in contrast to the Christian faith, which is rooted in belief in God, prayer, and spiritual growth. Well, that just explains everything. So their little spell casting ceremony they had that they put on full display, I'm sure the French were happy with. But I don't think that we should be remaining very close to the French anymore. But it's not them, it's the people here. But this is how you get people. There's like a possession that takes over people. Then they go in and they shoot up these schools. Because if you're not protected by the Holy Spirit, these spells will have an effect on you and you won't know why. I know this as a psych nurse. Do you know how many people? Yes, there's people with mental illness, all of that, okay? But do you know how many people come in? They have no idea what happened. Like nothing, traumatic happened. It's just all of a sudden voices in their head, hearing things, telling them what a horrible person they are, and outright having conversations like with something wicked and yelling and screaming at it. And like, this is what Jesus meant by test the spirits, okay? Because the Holy Spirit, first of all, isn't going to be an actual, at least I don't think it is for most people, a literal voice you hear. It's different than that. It's you can't explain it. But for every person I've seen, and I've seen it for 13 years, some of them try to hide because they want to get out of the hospital, and so they, try to act like that they're not having what we call internal stimuli, which means, they're responding to internal stimuli. People that are screaming at someone and there's nobody there. And sometimes they'll tell you it's the voices in their head. They torment them that much. And you can't help but think, is this if these people had been covered by the Holy Spirit, they would have never got to them, because God will protect you from it. But you have to know Him. And it's very simple. You don't need to go and have some big ordeal at the church. What you need to do is pray to God every day. Turn your life over to Him. Say you want to get to know Him. Talk to Him. Even though you feel like you're talking to nobody that's there, talk to Him in your head. Write, journal. Just start doing it. Something will happen. You will notice. You will, trust me, you will. I didn't believe. I thought that was all nonsense, but I was desperate to get sober, so that's why I did it. And just start, but the biggest thing is every day you have to surrender to God, and you have to say, cover me, shroud me, protect me, so that nothing wicked may reach me. Then you won't be affected like all these people that had these emotional experiences. And this is another one. You can find tons of articles. They revived occultism. But that's the reason why, if you know He will protect you. So you want to know Him, okay? This world wants you, not even to know Jesus and do your rosary mantra, because so many people have been led astray. But that's okay. That's okay. The church starts in here. That's what you need to know. You need to know Jesus in here. This world will hate the true followers of Christ. It will. Because Jesus told us it would. So just realize when the world is always attacking you or interfering, because it doesn't, just because God protects you, He will protect you from being hurt by them or being possessed or having some energy take you over because of all the spell casting crap they're doing. But it cannot get to you if you're asking God every day to protect me, protect my family, cover us, shroud us, so that nothing wicked can do anything to us. And then don't just stop there. Get to know Him. However you would write to your husband or your wife or your girlfriend, just start. That's all you need to do. God will have you covered. Then we won't have all these people that have had these emotional experiences because of Charlie Kirk. Very much was all spell casting. And this memorial, as they called it, was their big celebration to embrace celebration of death again.